is streaming on YouTube. And then, yeah. So, I'm also live on YouTube where I'm actually gaming, and then you just get a face cam because I don't know how to stream to TikTok games. I need to read it. It's also really difficult on YouTube. Because, yeah, let me make my screen a bit bigger. There we go. So, how is everyone today? Can we turn up volume? Do we get game volume? Let's take a look. Can we get game volume? Is that better? Oh no. I can't remember what I'm meant to be doing on this level. Fight Doom, I guess. Oh. There we go. Yeah, new setup. I decided to move everything around again because I wanted a ring light in front of me and I wanted my shelves behind me. So, thought, why not go for a new setup again? Today we're playing Lego Marvel Superheroes on YouTube. Just about. Lego Marvel Superheroes. But I can only stream it to YouTube. I don't know how to stream it to TikTok at the moment. So, YouTube has the full stream. If I can work out how to do this level, to be honest. Oh, here. There we go. How are you? What is this? I need Big Fig. Why? Oh no. What? That's unfair. Oh, there we go. Favourite superhero? That's hard to say. Like, I really like Spider-Man, but at the moment I think everyone does, but I've liked him for a while. Iron Man's quite cool. I'm more of like a Marvel person than a DC. I've watched some of the DC, but never really interacted with it more than that. How about you? Yeah, he's great. Great hero. I think he's a lot of people's favourites. Yeah, I've seen the new film and I thought it was pretty good. Not quite what I expected, but it was cool. Don't you ever grow. No, you can't join my live. No one ever gets to... Well, just ask it in chat then. But no one gets to actually join the live stream. No. No, I didn't expect Motorsport moved either. But yeah, I thought it was cool. There is no thing called Stream University, or if there is, no. No, I haven't moved. I just changed my room setup, yes, and that's what I spent yesterday doing, basically. That's why I didn't stream the night before. Well, actually, it's been the past 2 nights I've been doing it. But yeah, I just really wanted shelves behind me. I thought it was better, and I was getting annoyed that the TV I use in front of me as a second monitor was always not being able to be viewed properly due to the window. So I thought I'd rearrange so I can have this behind me, and then yeah, so then I can do a bit more filming stuff. And I also wanted a ring light in front of me, like I used to have, so I put that back there as well. I'm looking forward to the next few films that come up though. Show the big figure. What big figure? Oh, you mean the one behind me? Yeah, cool. By the way guys, I am also live on YouTube where I'm playing LEGO Marvel Superheroes, so yeah. Cool figure. No minifigure in the head. I kinda wanna get the other ones, but I can't get them at the moment. Oh, I've had it for a couple of years, so I don't know how long it took me to build it. Like, not long. Maybe an hour, if that. Never grown. Yeah, I'm going on Tuesday. Well, on Thursday, but I'm going to Billund on Tuesday. No. 13th I go to the Lego house, but I'm not sure what day we're going to the Legoland. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really want to be able to listen to the game audio. Just turn that up on there or something. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Oh, thank you. I just thought it works better with shelves behind me. And I didn't like the window behind me, so the window is now there. Basically, my bed's in front of me now, and it used to be under. I used to be under it, so I've just turned my setup 90 degrees. Actually, I very much have, because then my Lego table that was here is now there, and these shelves were all the way over there, and I moved them over. But yeah, basically everything's just gone round slightly. Yeah. But go check in on YouTube as well. We're currently streaming. Not at the moment, it's sort of a mess, but there's stuff coming up with it. What's been happening recently? Not a lot. Past couple of days just been organising, well, reorganising the room. Still got some more to do over there, but that's just from where it's been moving. But yeah. I also ideally wanted to be able to use this desk both ways, but where I don't have a massive room and I like to have a second monitor now, I can't really do that. But yeah. I sort of wanted the same sort of thing with it as M&R has, where you stand on the other side of the table and take photos and stuff for having the backdrop of the shelves. But yeah. The mug's actually from Amazon. If you go to onethestud.com, there's a link on my website to my Amazon shopfront, and you can actually buy the mug there. I wouldn't recommend putting it through the dishwasher. That's gone through the dishwasher a few times and it's started to fade now. But yeah. What am I meant to be doing now? Right, we're going over there. By the way, I am looking into ways to try and be able to play games on TikTok as well. But at the moment, TikTok's a weird way that you have to sort of stream on it. It's hard to stream via a separate platform. But yeah. And also, in the future, over the weekend I was at work and I was using a Stream Deck alongside a software to be able to control sound desks and everything. I learned how to set it all up. Like, originally it was just set up to do the swapping of a video switch, but I thought, I can set it up to be able to control the video recorder and the sound desk. So I set that up, and so now I'm looking at picking up a Stream Deck and getting a setup where basically I can sit down, have my laptop plugged in, hit buttons on the Stream Deck, turn the lights on and everything. I have LEDs on this shelf, but they've sort of fallen down and stuff, so I'm looking at getting a better thing. And I might even put some lights in this build here. But yeah, looking at putting some lights in that build and the Nano Gauntlet, which could be fun. Yeah, I'm hoping my views pick up across multiple platforms. Like YouTube, I need a few more views as well. For streams, YouTube gets like none. I've got a problem at the moment that my game audio won't come through, which is annoying. What if I mute that there? Does that make my game audio come through? No. There we go. Hey, no. Properties. Yeah, I could do that. But it's not something I particularly... Oh. There we go. Does this mean that now... Hey, yep. Hey. Oh no, that's the same thing. Yeah, that's annoying. I don't know. Yeah, I've thought about doing it, but I always want to make sure that anyone I collaborate with have been tested. Not tested, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I did a Mustafa mock, but was missing some, like, the correct figures that I wanted to use, but yeah, that was cool. It was only like a small base plate. Send over a photo if you want to. Love seeing mocks all the time. Right, so what do we need to do now? Oh, we'll go down here. Yeah, I know. But I prefer not to put viewers on necessarily on live streams, just because it's harder to cope and like harder to deal with and censor stuff. Like if I do it with another content creator, they have their own brand that they want to protect. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Alright, so what do we need to do here? How do we put out a fire? Oh, what's this? Oh, wait. Something about claw switches. Where did it say it? Only certain characters. Yeah, we knew that. We can put a webcam up there. Hey Ted, welcome. Oh, thank you. We're mainly playing on, well, mainly streaming on YouTube today. But TikTok's there, just a bit of interaction. Only certain characters. Yeah, I should be live tomorrow. Dream set. Don't really have one at the moment. Like, there's a few I want to pick up. Like, I'd love to pick up the Avengers Tower, but it's not something I'll necessarily do at the moment. Hard to say. I love both, but maybe Marvel. Probably got more Marvel sets. What about you? Right, so how do we do this? Oh, press the wrong button. Yeah, I've got the Daily Bugle and I got a light kit for it from Gamer Bricks. Discount code 1 with the stud, that's number 1 and then with the stud for 20% off. Like just saying. But yeah. I've been really getting into light kits recently. Even got one for this, which I think looks great, but I've lost my power bank to show you how it looks. That's annoying. I'm currently going to get light kit for the Nano Gauntlet and then custom do one for the next Light Castle. Yeah, I have watched it. I thought it was pretty good, to be honest. Have you seen it? Oh yeah, 100%. The reveal at the end of I don't know how to say it. The thing on the roof. I actually thought that was going to be more something like, don't know the name of it, but you know that massive chamber in like X-Men and stuff they go into to view the world and like be able to connect to more people, enhance their powers. I thought it was going to be something like that. But yeah, it was cool. Oh yeah, I never expected that. A friend and I were talking about how she actually did that. And we think the only way it could have been is that she was at the apartment when Spider-Man came along. Because... No, she didn't have to be though, did she? Because she could have disconnected from that guy in the helicopter. And then... Yeah. But, yeah. But yeah, I really didn't expect that. People are saying that maybe she put the memories back somehow of Peter. I think yes. Or maybe he doesn't remember him actively, but I think it might be something that... Because it's not directly linked to Peter. It is just something... It's just a thing to do. So it could be that it's a memory that's going to start triggering stuff later on, maybe. But, did you see the post-credit scene? It showed him off-world. So people are thinking that's setting up Battleworld, which explains why it's rumoured he won't be in Doomsday. No, but actually, thinking about it, we are starting to have a build. And to be honest, yes, the biggest build that Doomsday had was the introduction of the Infinity Stones throughout for Thanos. Like, we only saw the character a couple of times in post-credit scenes. I think once or twice. Which we have now seen him in a post-credit scene for New Avengers. Then we see that... No. Fantastic Four. Then we see them coming to the universe in New Avengers. So that's building it up. Also, then I was talking to a friend and we felt that they were saying the New Avengers weren't introduced like the original were. And I was like, yeah, true. And then I thought back on it. They all had their own movie. Sort of. We've introduced Bucky over years. So we got him. The new Black Widow, Yelena. We've got her backstory a bit. We got that through multiple different parts, building the character a lot. Even just briefly, it's still building the character. We've got all the backstory of Ghost. I believe Ghost's still in it, in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Or Ant-Man, whichever one it was. 2, I think. Maybe it was Ant-Man and the Wasp. Maybe. Yeah, big potato stuff. And then we've got the introduction of Red Guardian. Yeah, that's obvious. And then the only one we haven't properly had an introduction, well, even the new Captain, I don't know, is it Agent America? Captain Agent? I don't know. US Agent. He's had an introduction through Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I have felt that there hasn't necessarily been a setup as sort of why Bucky and the new Captain America aren't really talking stuff and what's going on there. I want to see more with Falcon, Captain America, see what's going on there. What else do we have? But also, Spider-Man 100% has done big potato stuff. They're just not aware of it because they were blipped. Like, he fought Thanos. What else has he done? He fought Bucky and stood up to him. So yeah, we've got all of that. But yeah. Maybe if this is how they're introducing the X-Men, it'll be interesting to see how they do it. No worries, Ted. Got any cool Marvel sets? I've got the Daily Bugle. That's on the shelf over there. Can't really show you at the moment. I've got the Nano Gauntlet up there. I've got this set up here. I haven't properly looked at all the footage. Got this set, which is a cool set. Yeah, I got it for 264. And then it went to 300 at the end of the year. I think that went right through Thanos. Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, it's from like 2012, 2015. It's Age of Ultron. It's a cool set. I have built it. I had it when it originally came out, and then it was that grandparents went missing or whatever. But then I recently brought it sealed, so then rebuilt it. I do find it interesting what's going to happen, like how the X-Men are being set up, because you can't really like Eternals. Yeah, however bad of a film it was, they explained why they didn't fight previously, which made sense. But then the X-Men doesn't quite make sense as much. You surely would have heard something, but there's talks that maybe they're going to explain it that they only became mutated. Like, yes, they have the X gene, but they only got mutated when they snapped with the like radiation of the snap or something. Yeah, we're just talking about it. Yeah, that's what we're just saying. I was just saying, and I think that is a cool thing. Yeah, I think it definitely has a lot of potential. I kind of want to go see the re-release of Endgame because I want to see what those extra 5 minutes are. But I don't want them to add too much, if that makes sense. They need to add the right amount that it doesn't take away from what's been done before. When is opening day for Doomsday? I might be working. $18th. Am I working? Bare necessities, the big old bare necessities. The worries and your doubts. Need the bare necessities. I think I am. I think tickets normally come out with like one of the next trailers, but I'm not sure. That doesn't quite work because we know he's dead. Like, I don't want them to take away from that. They can't have Tony Stark turning himself into Doom because that just defeats the entire purpose of him dying at the end of Endgame. After you. The bare necessity, the simple bare necessity, the worries and your doubt. Bare necessities, the simple necessities of life. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it'll be interesting. But then Peter's also... everyone doesn't remember him. So... it would make sense that even if he thought it was... oh, I'm not working the 18th, I'm working the 19th. But no one remembers Peter Parker, so it would make sense that he wouldn't remember Peter, regardless. But Peter might remember him, well, he would remember him. But I think that needs to be a big reveal. Like, yes, we all know it in real life, but in the film, there needs to be maybe Doomsday, he doesn't take off his mask. And then in, like, Secret Wars, he just goes like that or something. But yeah. I also want to know how Doom gets his powers. Or, like, where Doom comes from. We need to see that. But also, what are people's thoughts about them? I think they've now confirmed Miles Morales coming to the MCU. What are people's thoughts on that? How do we do this level? We don't have Captain America's shield. And don't spend your time looking around for something you want that can't be found. When you find out you can live without it and go along not thinking about it, I'll tell you something true. The bare necessities of life will come to you. The bare necessities, the simple bare... yeah, I want to know how they'll use Venom, because I think they've now finished with that actor. Based upon what they've said. Like, he was a great actor, loved him, but by the sounds of it, they finished with him. However, I think, or how I feel they should introduce, what's his name? I think to introduce Miles Morales, they need, this is like a 20-year plan, by the way. They need to finish this trilogy with Tom, Peter Parker, Spider-Man. Then they introduce Miles Morales as a understudy sort of to Peter, like they do in the games. And then there's maybe 2 films of them together. Miles gets his powers initially. Then they do something, he learns a bit, and maybe Peter dies at the end of it. And then in the next film it's him learning by himself. Because then that shows the the development of Peter. Going from the understudy to Iron Man to now being able to, like, from being a kid to an adult, basically. From just a kid that just didn't follow the rules to now a leader, which would be nice. Maybe he leads the Young Avengers. There's talk of that, which would be cool. And then, yeah. But there's talk of them, like, resetting the MCU, which I hate that idea. Like, I like the idea of maybe them just doing it like a semi-reboot, where they're not rebooting the MCU, but they're doing something. But I don't want them to redo Iron Man, don't want them to redo any of the films. I think it would be cooler if they just continue to build upon where they're already at. I think that would be better. Just build upon what we've already got, rather than just be like, oh yeah, we want to introduce a whole lot of new characters. Bye bye all the old ones. Well, Peter stood a chance. Bear in mind that was his first time actually fighting. Before then, he'd just been the friendly neighbourhood Spider-Man doing, like, catching a bus. In Civil War, Peter fought against Cap and was good. So I think even before the Brand New Day events, he could probably take on fight Cap and win, maybe. But yeah. It'd be interesting to see. But I doubt they won't do that now. There's talks, and I hate this idea, that Loki will show up at the end of the Avengers Endgame Encore and be like, oh yeah, you didn't actually travel back in time, you went to an alternate universe, messed stuff up, and now this guy Doom's coming to kill you. I don't like that idea. I don't think that's how they need to do that. It would be nice to see Loki, but I don't think necessarily at the start of Doomsday. I think definitely, yeah. Yeah. But how much was he holding back? Because he clearly wasn't fully holding back. Because he realised that, yeah. And remember, Captain America lost against Bucky initially. And then Bucky was full on fighting Spider-Man, I'd argue. And Spider-Man just went like that and caught his punch. Like, just showing the strength of Spider-Man. And we haven't seen Spider-Man, like, go full out, necessarily. He definitely rivals Captain America in strength. Bear in mind, think about the boat scene in Homecoming. That's still early in his power development. And then Captain America in Winter Soldier, I think, holding back a helicopter. Similar sort of comparison. Oh. By the way, guys, as of Tuesday, maybe even Monday night, there won't be any streams for a week because I go to Denmark. I thought about trying to work out a way to stream when I was there, but it's just difficult. I'm going with family as well, so yeah. Way up high. Lullaby. I really don't know. Like, I've always liked Spider-Man, but yeah. Also like Iron Man. I think I've heard of a character called Kid Iron, or Iron Kid, which I think, I can't remember his name from Iron Man 3, maybe it was Iron Man 2. He'd be cool to introduce as him, but I want them to develop Ironheart better, because I don't think that show was necessarily the worst. I just don't think it was necessarily done correctly. And then Black Panther 2 definitely wasn't done right with the character. I can't even remember what was going on with that fully. But that definitely wasn't done right. And I think they should have kept to more of her original origin, where she found a piece of Iron Man tech. In the comments, I believe. No, in the comics, I believe the Battles of New York, she got a piece of Iron Man tech somehow. And then that's where she then used to come up with the initial part of her armour. Which then could link into an Armour Wars style thing. Which I don't fully know what Armour Wars was, but from my understanding, it was basically Iron Man suits getting into hands of other people. And his tech getting out. Which they set up in Spider-Man No Way Home. Because, like, Happy was on trial because all the tech was going missing. Then, yes, we know some was in his room, or his apartment, but there's definitely more out there. And, like, we haven't seen Happy in a while. It'd be nice to see him again. Memories. But I also agree though, Thor Love and Thunder wasn't done right. That was pretty bad. Well, also, I didn't like the costume designs in Thor Love and Thunder. I think it was an alright film, but the costume designs weren't done right. But I also saw a comment someone made the other day that people are always dissing Reed Richards in Multiverse of Madness for being the smartest man alive. But they did make a really good point. He might be the smartest man alive, but he might not be the smartest battle person alive, if that makes sense. And he may not have known the true power of Wanda. Like, we'd never seen her do anything like that before. In that film, she really was, like, top level power. We'd never seen most of that. But then also in the Lego sets, Doctor Doom had red magic, and normally it's always green. So that'll be interesting to see. Maybe Scarlet Witch somehow. But yeah. It'd be interesting to see what they do. I was just thinking, somehow with like the Scarlet Witch dying and Doom, that could have something linked. Yeah, I want a modular building again from Marvel. I think the new Avengers building might be cool to build, but they won't do that yet. I think a Latveria castle. But also, I want them to make a line of sets like these more small play sets. That theme, that wave that year was brilliant. I don't necessarily want lots of big display sets or large sets. I did get this set the other day, which is a cool set. I thought this is a really great play set. And it reminds me of the sort of 2015 Marvel. But I think we need more. Crazy what playsets? But yeah, playsets can be great. I moved rooms a couple of months ago. But then, yeah, I've been rearranging my room to recently again since I moved rooms. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You can do some really cool stuff with playsets. And in like 2015 with the Age of Ultron sets, they brought out a whole wave of sets. That they've had this one, they had Hulk in a cage. Do I have the instructions in here? It calls me. Yeah, I do. I remember looking at these when I first had it. So they had this set. They had 3 tiers. They had this set. They had the Hulk one. They had the Quinjet, which I thought was cool. Never got it, but it was cool. And then they had the Avengers Tower. All play sets, but they worked well. And then on top of that, they then had other sets which were more Hydra based. So they had Hawkeye and Thor in a car with a Hydra car. They then also had the Hydra castle. I need to put that back up on the shelf properly. And they were all really cool as well. Yeah, I think playsets too expensive. That one I just showed, I paid £20 second hand. Came out for like 10-15, and that was the smallest of them. I do think that, yes, although the mechs aren't the best playsets, they had the right sort of price point. And you always got a figure. There are some play sets that are better. Marvel have been... I think Marvel and DC have done... and Star Wars have done a couple of good ones. Like, this set, if it came with, like, one more figure maybe, it would be a great playset. Because it was just a speed bike, and maybe if it came with another character, like a bad guy, maybe even possibly another small build. It was $8.99, so put that up to maybe 12, and it's great. The sandwiches. But yeah. More love is an open door. Yeah. I don't make a lot of money currently. Well, I do when I work, but I'm freelance and stuff, so I'm not always making money. I have got a job lined up in September though, which is $15 an hour. But yeah. I work as a audiovisual technician. Basically, I do staging, sound, video, lighting for live events in theatre. So it's fun. But I work for myself basically, and I've just finished school. So I'm still trying to work out how this is going to work out. But yeah.
I was the one who had it all. I was the master of my fate. I never needed anybody in
But I've got a job lined up at a festival to unload some vans. And put up a couple of TVs, which is $15 an hour, luckily. What is this song? This Beauty and the Beast. Nah. Well, try and save up. I spent way too much money in the past year, and most of my savings, which really I need now, are gone. But yeah, so recommend saving if you can. We had something into our...
She'll walk right in, and as the long, long nights begin, I'll think of all that might have been, waiting here forever.
I really want to save up for the Avengers Tower, but at the moment I just don't have the money coming in, and I've got some other stuff that I need to spend money on this year. But yeah, I'm going to Denmark next week, so I'm going to try and pick up the exclusive set there. So that would be cool. But yeah, I also work with a company, so fortunately I get all my light kits for free, so I'm always using that. And there's a discount code, one with the stud, that's number 1, and then with the stud gets you 20% off a game of bricks. But yeah, and I get a small commission off of that. But I always think that's nice that I'm able to do that. You feel the love to... Wait. The air bubble moves. Alright, see you later. I'm going to be ending the stream in a minute anyway. I've completed a whole level, so bye. I'll be live again tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll probably be building something. But yeah, anyone else got any questions before we end the stream today? Oh no. Oh my. There we go. I was thinking that was Tarzan for a minute. Whoops. Now, how's everyone been? Wait, where's this song from? Where is this song from? Oh, whoops. And me. I remember this song. Where's the Rainbow Connection from? Alright, we're going to stream here. We've been live for an hour. We'll be back again tomorrow. Not sure what we do tomorrow. Maybe building. Last chance, drop any gifts if you can. Every little helps.